Welcome to Peugeot's Guide to Safer Motorway Driving. By their nature and design, motorways carry a greater volume of traffic that travels at a higher, consistent speed than permitted on national routes. Therefore, it is extremely important that drivers raise their level of anticipation and their judgment of speed and distance to cope with this. Drivers must make decisions early. It is important to use mirrors regularly and look much further ahead than you would on other roads. Before embarking on a journey that includes motorway travel, it is vital that you and your vehicle are ready to deal with the demands of consistent high-speed driving. Your vehicle should be safe, legal, and most of all, capable of completing your motorway journey. Drivers should not enter a motorway if they are unwell, tired, or suffering from anything that may impair their driving judgment. These factors can cause a loss of concentration or cause the need to stop on the hard shoulder. Before you go on a motorway, conduct a powder check. Powder stands for P for petrol. Have you enough fuel to complete your motorway journey? Remember to factor in traffic jams and delays. O is for oil. Check the engine oil level. W is for water. Ensure coolant is at the required level and that the windscreen washer bottle contains not only water, but washing agent. D is for damage. Check your vehicle for any damage to bodywork, lights, wheel rims and tyres. E is for electrics. Make sure all lights work and your horn. R is for rubber. Check your tyres for wear and air, including the spare wheel. Check wiper blades for wear also. Motorway information signs have a blue background and white lettering. Matrix signs warn of hazards that may be some distance ahead. Be aware of temporary roadwork signs. They're amber with black writing. The hard shoulder is controlled by a solid yellow line. The central reservation is controlled by a solid white line. The lane divide is controlled by broken white lines. The end of the merging lane is controlled by a ghost island, otherwise known as a hatched area. This must be viewed as a solid obstacle, not to be crossed. Looking at lanes on a motorway from left to right, you can see the hard shoulder, which is governed by the continuous yellow line. It is not a driving lane. The next lane is a slip road or slip road off lane. It's governed by a thick, broken white line. If you're in this lane, you intend to leave at the next junction or exit. The lane we're in is lane 1. This is the main driving lane. To the right, you have lane 2 and then lane 3. These are both overtaking lanes. You are legally obliged to drive in the left-hand lane. Cat's eyes. Amber studs mark the right-hand edge near central reservations and also mark the left-hand edge on the hard shoulder. In Northern Ireland and the UK, red studs mark the hard shoulder. Green studs mark the exit lane and slip road exit from the motorway. White studs separate the lanes on the motorway. Vehicles may join a motorway via a slip road or where motorways merge. These slip roads are designed to give drivers the time and space to merge smoothly with traffic already using the motorway, and in particular the nearside lane. Your aim is to join the motorway so that you do not cause other drivers to alter course or speed. In other words, you need to accelerate quite hard to get up to the speed of the motorway traffic. As vehicles on the motorway have priority and may not be able to move over, thereby allowing you to enter, your skill with regard to early vision, good planning and acceleration sense should allow you merge safely. Remember, a flashing indicator does not give right of way. Note that extremely heavy traffic or poor planning may cause you to stop in the merging or acceleration lane. Ensure your position is the correct one, giving you maximum information. It is very important to have a responsive gear engaged when travelling down the merging lane in order to accelerate safely onto lane 1 of the motorway. As you are about to join lane 1, indicate right to inform vehicles of your intention to join the traffic flow. Before joining lane 1, you should look over your right shoulder and check the blind spot at the B pillar. Never assume that traffic already on the motorway will be courteous enough to allow you to join. It is up to you to yield to traffic already on the motorway. Once on the motorway, allow yourself time to adjust to driving at speed and to tune in your judgment of the speed of other vehicles. Travelling at 120 kilometers per hour means you're travelling at 34 meters per second. In order to give yourself a greater reaction time, you should extend your vision in all directions and to the road horizons to give yourself more time. Anticipate early. Have a good following position. The 2-second rule in good driving conditions, doubled or trebled in adverse conditions. This is the gap to the vehicle in front. Count it out loud. Avoid swinging on the steering wheel at speed. Remember, it is for holding onto, not hanging onto. Signal early to inform other drivers of your intention. Then change course. Remember, your indicator does not entitle you to change direction. It is merely a visual indication of your intention to change direction for the information of other road users. The use of the horn at high speed is diminished due to road and wind noise. Consider using your headlight flash responsibly as an effective alternative. A signal flash should be sufficient, extending its length according to your speed. Do not appear aggressive. Beware your headlight flash is not taken as an invitation by another driver to move out in front of you. Remember, far distance, mid distance, near distance, mirror check. Overtaking should only be attempted on the right, except when traffic is moving in queues and the queue on the right is moving slower than on the left. Avoid hogging the offside lane. Once your overtake is complete, check your mirror and ease back into the near side lane without cutting in. Generally, at junctions, there is an increase in the number of vehicles changing lanes, together with variations in speed of the traffic flow. Anticipate the drivers who may delay changing lanes at an exit to the last second. It is worth remembering that where there is one off, there may be one on. After a slip road off on a motorway, very often there is an entry slip road or merging lane ahead with traffic joining the motorway. When you are approaching a merging lane, generally prefixed by an advance warning sign, check your mirrors and if possible change position to the offside lane, thereby leaving lane 1 free for oncoming traffic to merge safely. Remember, it is the vehicle joining the motorway that should yield. Leaving the motorway. Like all aspects of motorway driving, this requires careful planning. Proper route planning on your part should ensure your knowledge of junction exit number and road number. Assess road and traffic conditions on your approach. And remember, your exit information signs are displayed 1 kilometre back from the exit. If the motorway is busy, consider joining the left lane earlier rather than later. Always allow enough time for other drivers to react to your signals. Indicators should be used no later than the 300-metre marker, and before this if it would benefit other drivers. Avoid braking in the left lane if possible. Your plan should be to lose any unwanted speed in the slip exit road. Be alert for the rogue vehicle attempting to leave the motorway late from the offside lane and cutting across your path. Remember, you need to adjust your perception of speed on leaving the motorway. Check your speedometer regularly. Anticipate and plan for meeting two-way traffic. Be alert for acute bends or junctions at the end of slip roads and watch for oil and tyre residue, which make these areas extremely slippy, particularly when wet. It's called the common braking area. The hard shoulder is not an exit road or driving lane and should not be used as such. The use of dipped headlights in poor weather conditions is recommended, especially on motorways, where high speed reduces not alone road holding, but also visibility. A useful guide for assessing visibility is the gap between motorway marker posts, which is approximately 100 meters. Fog reduces a driver's perception of both speed and risk. Because they cannot see, some drivers tend to drive in sight of the taillights of the preceding vehicle. Do not use the rear lights of the vehicle in front as your ultimate guide. They are then dictating your safety. Be alert to the reckless behaviour of other drivers and the risk they pose. Driving in fog is extremely tiring, so watch for signs of fatigue. Be aware of the motorway visual aids, that is, cat's eyes, emergency phones, lane markings, etc. Use your fog lights if visibility is reduced to less than 100 meters, or the length of a football pitch. Always ask yourself, can I stop in the distance I can see to be clear? Open your window slightly and turn off the radio, CD or MP3, so you can hear the whereabouts of traffic. At motorway speeds, surface water can spray, which will impair visibility, especially prior to overtaking. This is why you need your washer system fully operational. Your tyres have to work hard on motorways, particularly during rain. Properly inflated tyres carrying the legal amount of thread will ensure your safety. Aquaplaning can occur when surface water forms a wedge of water between the tyre and the road. This could result in instantaneous and complete loss of control. After a long hot spell, oil, tyre and other dust can build up on the road surface. These deposits create a slippery surface during and after rain, particularly at the end of motorway slip roads or coming to a halt at toll bridges, common braking areas. Often elevated above the surrounding countryside, motorways tend to suffer from the effects of high winds. Be prepared for strong gusts of wind on leaving cuttings, entering an open area, entering or emerging from under a bridge, on top of viaducts and bridges, the slipstream of a high-sided vehicle. During overtaking, the car tends to be drawn towards the larger vehicle. As the car moves in front of it, it breaks free of the suction and has a tendency to veer away. Keep a firm grip of the steering and apply appropriate pressure to counter this tendency. High-sided vehicles may suddenly veer in windy conditions also. Bright sunshine, just after sunrise and before sunset, can cause serious dazzle, especially on east-west sections of road. Ensure your windscreen is clean and in good condition. The wearing of good quality sunglasses is recommended. Be aware that other drivers may also be suffering from similar difficulties. Scan the road surface for debris, which may have fallen from vehicles, which could cause other vehicles to suddenly alter course. Any collision with debris at motorway speeds could result in a total loss of control. If you see debris, contact the emergency services as soon as possible, who will initiate the safe removal of the debris. On motorways, there is no stopping except in an emergency, when told to do so by Gardaí in an emergency, if it will prevent an accident. There's no parking on motorways. The carriageway, the slip road, the hard shoulder, the central reservation. You must not walk on a carriageway except in an emergency. It is illegal to pick up or set down anyone on a slip road or on any other part of a motorway. If your vehicle develops a problem, leave the motorway at the next exit. If it's not possible, try to stop at an emergency telephone located every 1500 meters. That's roughly a mile on the hard shoulder. Keep on parking lights if it is dark or visibility is poor. Park as far left as possible, leaving your wheels turned towards the left. Follow arrows on posts at the back of the hard shoulder, which lead to the nearest emergency telephone. Switch on hazard warning lights. Get occupants to leave the vehicle via the left-hand door and leave any animals inside the vehicle. Ensure passengers wait near the vehicle but well away from the carriageway and hard shoulder, and that children are well supervised. Anyone having to remain in the car should be seated on the left-hand side of the car. When the time comes to join the traffic flow, build up speed on the hard shoulder and watch for a safe gap in traffic to re-enter the carriageway. The consistent high speed and the large volume of traffic that use motorways deserve constant monitoring by all involved. The domino effect by someone's mistake 1 kilometre down the carriageway can result in a major accident. On motorways, the ease at which distance can be covered can often lull the inattentive driver into the realm of a collision. The motorways are like all our roads. They are only as safe as we make them.